continuing on with our Aussie-themed questions.
Oh, baby.
Would you rather fight a kangaroo or try to outrun a crocodile on land?
Oh.
You've seen the way those fuckers run, haven't you?
Yeah,
Right?
they gallop.
Yes, they're like a horse. It's like a lizard horse. It's terrifying.
Fight a kangaroo or outrun.
Try to outrun.
Yeah.
I
mean, I guess fight a kangaroo.
it's not very ideal, is it?
I mean, I've seen a video of a guy go like save his dog and just like deck one.
A kangaroo?
Yeah.
What was the dog in the what was the kangaroo doing to the dog?
It was like his backyard out in fucking Australia. I'm a
kangaroo?
And a kangaroo, like a big fucking, like, dude, taller than him, kangaroo, I'm pretty sure, came in, and the dog like ran out, and he was yelling to get for the dog to come back, and it went out there and like charged at the kangaroo, and the kangaroo was like fighting with it, and it put the dog like in a headlock almost, like it was hanging onto it, and the dog and it was like a pretty big dog, I think, like could not get away, and the guy goes running out there and like, you know, like boots, jeans, and a t-shirt, and he goes up, and like when he gets over there, it lets go of the dog and like faces up with him, and he just like faces up like he's like in a bar fight and just like cocks it, and it like bounces back, and he like points, and the dog goes running, and he just like backs off and then just like walks away from it. It was just like kind of dazed. It just got like cold cocked by a human.
It's amazing.
And I was just like, what, you can do that?
I didn't even know they allowed
He
that.
just went out there and just like popped it in the face. Because it like kind of looks like they want a box.
Yeah.
So he just like, and then it like backed up, and he like backed up, and then like the dog ran off, and he just like walked away.
Sucker punch me, bro. You
like,
sucker punch me.
Yeah. Pussy. Come back here. Bitch. Yeah. But I was like, whoa. Like it was ready to kill his dog though. Like it had it in like almost a headlock look.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was like stuck. And then just like let go of it when the dog got over there, and it was like, what the fuck? And then the dude just punched it in the fucking head.
And you find that video, you gotta send that shit.
Right? It's a trip, man. It was wild. So definitely kangaroo. I still don't want to fight a fucking kangaroo. They're terrifyingly.
Like, can
have you
you
seen
imagine?
some that are just like,
Yeah, dude.
yoked? Like they are ripped.
Kangaroos just feel like they're a made up animal. Like it doesn't seem like they should exist.
Yeah, dude. I also saw a video, I think today, of a guy driving in the dark, and a kangaroo goes across his headlights, and it like turns, comes down the street, and then just jumps and goes 2 feet through his windshield, and he's just like, what the fuck? And then like the caption is like, they don't give a shit. It's just like, oh my god. So I don't know, man, but I'd still take my chances over what I've seen. Alligators, crocodiles, whatever they can do on land.
Yeah.
After seeing that video of that one like galloping,
Yeah.
nope.
No.
No, I'll square up with a kangaroo.
Sounds like a horrible way to die. Yeah, just break my neck. Like fucking drop kick me.
Yeah, kick me 30 feet away. I'd rather
Still
just
there.
yeah.
Be fucking swallowed by a goddamn crocodile.
I'd rather get kicked by a kangaroo than just get chased by a crocodile. It just sounds terrifying.
Here's getting kicked by kangaroos.
Yeah. Is that your choice, or you just want to
Oh
keep
yeah,
running?
absolutely. 100%.
I mean, you're pretty fit. You could probably outrun one.
No man, those fuckers are fast. Look up how fast. Look how fast. Look up how fast crocodiles can go.
Scary, man. I don't want to.
Welcome back to the Jony Jawscast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Johnny Horror, and we are continuing our discussion on 1984's Razorback, the mutant warthog creature feature from Australia that is a Jaws ripoff, which is why we are discussing it on the Jony Jawscast.
Yeah, baby.
With me is my co-host, my partner in crime, and my first mate.
Thank you.
On the Jony Jawscast boat, ship, vessel.
Oh, vessel.
Brian Calvert.
Yeah, baby.
Ooh,
All right.
We went through the entire last episode without me doing it.
I was really proud of you.
Yeah, I know.
Thought we put it behind us, but here we are.
But it was a ooh-ah. It wasn't an AO.
Yeah, it's a little more marine.
Yeah, you know?
Okay.
We are on a vessel, you know, so we are, Marines.
Navy, Marine.
You know what I mean. Navy SEALs. There you go. That's what I want.
Marines are all encompassing.
Yeah.
That's why they're so badass.
Yeah. Hardcore. Navy SEALs are the most hardcore of hardcore, though, I think. Unless you're talking, like, Black Ops, in which, like, you gotta have...
I don't actually know how they rank, you know? Like, as far as, like, Marines, Navy SEAls,
Marines
Army Rangers.
Marines are
Army Rangers are gnarly.
Rangers are intense. It's like Rangers and Navy SEAls are, like...
I don't know, Marines are pretty high up there.
I'm pretty sure Marines are, like, still, like, grunts. They're, like, hardcore grunts, but they're still grunts.
I don't know.
You're talking to two guys that just... I don't even like guns, man.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid I'm going to shoot myself, so...
I know a lot of badasses in all spectrums. Marines, Army Rangers. I don't know any Navy SEAls.
I know badasses. I am not.
No.
Badass.
No.
By no means.
No.
Speaking of non-badassery, I'm currently running away from a crocodile. What are my chances?
Not good. Large crocodiles can run between 15 and 22 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
In case you're wondering, the average human runs between 10 and 15.
Whew.
At our fastest is their largest crocodile's minimum. At average, I'm considering us somewhere in that ballpark.
I'm a pretty fast guy, but my sprint only lasts so long.
Exactly.
So.
I play hockey. I'm not out here for fucking the long haul.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something tells me my endurance is not up to par with a fucking killer crocodile.
Oh, it does say though, crocs don't run on land for more than a few body lengths.
Oh,
so
there's hope.
The sprint might help us.
Maybe
you would just want to be out of barrel, just get some distance out of there and don't give up. It's not about like a 20-mile chase where this crocodile's just like, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. We're out.
Miles.
Can you imagine?
No.
And then it's just like, all right, fuck you. I gotta go back to my river.
I could sprint my fastest for a half a mile, let alone 20. Are you kidding me?
Turns around and starts running back the other direction. Like,
I met my 20 miles today.
Yeah, next time, motherfucker. You're quick today.
Oh, boy. Well, if you were a fan of the last episode and our new format that we're moving along with, I got good news for you. We're going to keep on doing that format throughout this next episode.
Yeah, baby.
So, on our previous talk, we discussed a little bit about the film. Brian gave us his breakdown of his summary of Razorback, which was highly entertaining.
Right, Pumbaa.
And Pumbaa on bath salts. It's a great summary.
Watch the movie; it'll make a lot of sense.
It really will. We talked about the things we liked about the movie. We talked about the things we did not enjoy about the flick. If you haven't listened to that episode, please stop what you're doing and go do that. Because you might find that you have questions, comments, concerns. Why aren't we talking about this? Why aren't we talking about that? Well, maybe we already talked about it. Who knows?
Maybe we don't care about your questions or concerns. So.
There's that too.
Yeah.
That's actually, I'm going to lean more into that. But our last episode ended with us at the Brody's dinner table.
Correct.
Which, if that doesn't make sense to you, because we are talking about Razorback, and Chief Brody's dinner table certainly is not in Razorback. Well, again, go back, listen to the previous episode. This will make more sense. Yeah, we just had ourselves a nice dinner with Brody's, and I am feeling like I need a nightcap.
There it is.
Something to
took the words right out of my mouth.
Wind me down, as it were. So we are going to make our way over to the Amity Bar.
Let's go.
So here at the Amity Bar, we are going to be discussing what alcoholic beverage we would like to pair while watching this film. Today we are talking about Razorback. So, Brian, what cocktail / beer, beverage, and I swear to Christ, if you say Coors Light, I'm just going to spit.
As soothing as it would have been, too.
I know.
It actually wasn't the first thing that came to mind. The first thing came to mind, and man, I really had to like think about it there for a second. I had to really pull the bartender out of my brain. I really want to know what yours is first, but damn, because I'm worried we have the same thing or polar opposites.
I don't think we have the same thing. I'll tell you that much.
All right, that's fine. Whatever. Mine. I went with the fuzzy navel.
Good choice. Please elaborate why you think the fuzzy navel pairs well while watching Razorback.
It's delicious. Actually, I don't know if I've ever had one. Apparently, it's a shot of peach schnapps and orange juice. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds very refreshing.
It does sound very refreshing, especially for, the outback and all these beautiful sunsets. And it's also called fuzzy navel.
I like where your head's at. It does have the same color scheme as.
It wasn't where I leaned into it. Once I read the ingredients, I was like, oh, it's actually kind of on point and sounds really delicious also. But no, I initially leaned into the fuzzy navel aspect of it. And,
just because, the
Gordy.
Razorback is fuzzy.
Yeah.
The navel, yeah.
Sure. Isn't a navel like a belly button?
Yeah. Sure. It just sounds more like a nostril.
It sounded very warthoggy to me. And I was like, I'm
I
into it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else other than something beer related because of some of the scenes.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's just too boring.
Yeah.
Fuzzy navel.
Yeah, I kind of try to think outside the box too. I came up with a pineapple mule or a Hawaiian mule, if you will.
Okay, right.
So the ingredients to that would be pineapple based vodka, something along the lines of like a sky pineapple, a splash of lime juice, and ginger beer. Your choice of ginger beer, but I'm gonna go Fever Tree ginger beer, because Fever Tree has the right amount of spice and sweetness. Got that just the perfect blend out of all the ginger beers that I've tasted.
Are we getting paid right now?
Sounds
like we might be getting paid right now. If we're not, we should be getting paid right now.
Fever Tree. Yeah.
Sounds like we're getting paid right
we
now.
are not endorsed by the Fever Tree brand, unfortunately.
It's heartbreaking.
Me convinced. As you open up the fridge, there's nothing but Fever Tree in there.
Pours out like a Skittles commercial.
Oh man!
Every cabinet. Glass everywhere.
Just a water heater topples over. It's just all ginger beers. So
refreshing.
So, like, watching this movie, it's just, like, dry and hot and just, like, looks bitter to me. And the thing that I love about the Hawaiian mule is that it has this, like, crisp sweetness. I was originally just going to go with a Moscow mule, but I wanted something with a little bit more, I don't know, tropicalness to really kind of ease off how fucking depressed I would be out in the desert, just losing my mind while fucking flares and skeletal horses are trying to chase me. Also, like, when he wakes up on the windmill, I just feel like that would be a very refreshing beverage to sip on.
Oh, because
you know, fuck water.
In his hand.
I don't know.
I'm sure this isn't a commercial. This feels a lot like a commercial.
Fuck off. You picked fuzzy navel because it reminded you of a warthog. I'm like
Classic
giving like I thought about this and like pondered on it.
You wrote the question.
Beaver Tree promised me an extra $3,000 if I really pushed the mule.
It's refreshing. I mentioned it was refreshing.
Please enjoy the crisp, cool sweetness of Beaver Tree.
There you go. Yeah, put your hand out there like I tell you when you walk into Disneyland. I'll put the fucking Beaver Tree chipmunk in your fucking palm. God damn.
Get your picture when you leave here today.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, you know, get your nice little mint leaf garnish with maybe like a piece of pineapple on a skewer.
Okay, all right. You're done.
I'm done.
That's enough.
This is preposterous.
You've been cut off.
Being cut off.
You're being cut off. We're now leaving the Amity Bar. Thank you for your rambling endorsement.
There's a word for this. It's a boat word. You know what it is?
Censorship.
Mutiny. Is that what this is? Is this a mutiny?
The bar's closing early. You're welcome.
Ah, well.
Fuck you. Fuck your ginger beer and your fake endorsement. We're out.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
That's right, yeah.
Well, might as well have one more shot for the road.
There you go.
And that road from the Amity Bar, there's only one road. It's just a little dirt road. It's going to take us right to Quint's shack.
I really want to live in Amity. This just sounds wonderful. Minus the sharks, of course. But
They're trying to
aside from that, it just sounds great.
I feel like there's really only like a couple months of the year that you have to deal with sharks. I mean, the rest of the time it's like all frozen and Christmas-like in
That's also true.
like in Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah, because
it's really depressing in there.
The eastern.
Yeah. It's like in New England.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So you got like a month and a half of good weather there.
Filled with sharks.
Sharks.
All right, maybe not.
And if you go on vacation to the Caribbean, sharks are following you.
FYI, if you know anyone within the family, go to Idaho.
If you know anyone with the name Brody, just don't go near any large bodies.
Montana might be cool.
Montana sounds nice.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the heart of Texas? Heard it's
I
wonderful.
think they have beaches in Texas, though, don't they?
Well, the coast of Texas, yeah. You can surf on the coast of Texas.
It might be a little too close for the water. Go to South Dakota.
There you go. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Geography's hard.
Yeah.
All right, let's close out the bar, buddy. Yikes.
All right. Whoa.
Better.
Yeah, it does that.
God, my tongue.
Let's just chop it off.
Right? The grows back,
And
right?
you
Like a
can
lizard's
sign-
tail.
You can sign the
Sign.
rest of the podcast. We do video.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my tongue. I'm like,
No, I'm not gonna sign you. Like sign, like the. Yeah.
I took sign language.
I believe it.
I took 2 years of sign language.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it. But...
Seems like the thing that like a fucking hipster like you would do.
That's rude. You know, when we worked at CPK, I used to get deaf tables. Yeah, I could talk to them. Could you talk to them? No.
I talked to them.
No. You
I
write on
wrote-
paper like an asshole. Yeah. It's insulting.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not deaf, but it's... I mean, no, they're probably very used to it. I would assume if they go out to dinner, they probably don't assume their waiter knows sign language, so probably not.
Did you get better tips?
I don't know. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Made some friends, though, you know.
Hey, that's what counts. That's why we do the job, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
why we bartend, baby. It's all about making friends. Who needs to make money? Friends pay your rent.
I mean, if you got some good friends, maybe they do.
Hey, maybe.
Or you don't have friends to pay the rent, and you just have friends. Maybe you live in a shack, like Quint's shack.
Hey!
I brought it all the way back,
Hey, I'm very proud of you. That was a good segue.
and I did a rhyme.
Down the road.
Here at Quint's shack, just down the road from the Ambi Bar, we talk about the Great White Hunter. So in this segment, we're going to discuss if the Quint counterpart of this particular film is better than Quint himself, or do you think they do a better job at hunting the shark than Quint? Now, lest we forget, let's just be real. As great a character as Quint is, he does not kill the shark.
True.
And is ultimately defeated by the shark. Now, in this specific film, Jake Cullen fills that role of being the great white hunter. We meet him very early on in the film. He's the first character we meet in the film.
Yep.
And he is tracking the Razorback throughout the course of the feature with little to no success, I would say. Like, he can't find the goddamn thing for the entire time he's looking for him.
No.
And when he does find him, his leg's already broken, then he gets eaten to death.
That's not a good look.
No. Not, like, he's very tough. Like, definitely talks a big game and all that.
He's a gruff motherfucker.
Yeah.
I feel like he fits that role very well.
Yeah.
As, like, the bearded, gruff, don't talk to me, I don't talk to reporters, I'm hunting this thing, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'll speed away, I'm doing it my way, because, you know, he's lost some family members, obviously. Very young family members, you name it, whatever. Like, the dude's been through some shit. The movie just... Regardless. No, he fills that role very well. He plays the gruff hunter.
Yeah.
What I wrote down is that he's cool, but there isn't much about him that tells me that he is good at it.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. I agree. He definitely has, like, the look.
Yeah.
He's got, like, that...
Fits the role.
He's got that Alan Grant vibe for sure.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
But that could just be the hat.
Also true. Also very true.
We'll say that his dog does get hit by a car, which I don't think we talked about that in the last episode for the bad shit, but the Baker brothers fucking not only leave him for dead, but then they run over his dog.
I have it later, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up.
That's horrible.
Yeah, he just doesn't have any impact on this film. And
he really does.
And Quint, on the other hand, has a major impact on Jaws. Now, granted,
yes,
it is a negative impact because it is his hubris that ends up destroying the boat.
Yep.
which eventually leads to his own demise. Because he's so goddamn stubborn and he just does the things the way he wants to do them.
Yep.
And ends up sinking his own vessel. Now, I do think that Quint is more successful in the sense that they find the shark and he does, he does what he has done.
Yep. Tried and true.
Like, exactly. He shoots the shark with the barrels.
He knows what to do.
And it just, the simple fact of the matter is that this fish is unlike any fish he's ever encountered.
Yeah.
Like, ordinarily,
this
would have done the trick.
Yeah. He was a skilled... It's clear that he's skilled and knows what to do.
Yes. It just, at the end of the day, he is outmatched. Where, obviously, we get a little bit of Jake's background when we see his shed and we see that he's clearly killed some Razorbacks before.
Little ones.
But it just, you don't see him make... He doesn't even kind of get like a last stand. Like we talked about in the last episode, we don't get to see him really try to take on the warthog at all. With Quint, at least Quint's getting, like you said, Quint is getting eaten and he still reaches for the machete to try and do some damage. And that, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Like we get to see Quint meet his horrible demise. Arguably, like,
you get a climactic finish.
Yeah, you get to see the two of them
man versus his biggest foe.
Yeah, exactly.
He tracked it, he hunted it, he fought it for days, and it fucking got him, and to the last dying breath, he was swinging at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's like heroic and fucking like, this is what this man was like. He's grisly, but this is his damn fucking devotion to killing this fucking thing. Like he is not going down without a fight.
Yeah,
and you just don't get any of that.
Yeah.
Also, I have a problem with the name Jake. It fucking bothers me. I don't
apologies
know why.
to any Jacobs out there.
No offense, Jakes. It's just when you compare it to a Quint, and then you get this guy who's like this white-bearded, grisly, hardened, lost his baby grandson, house demolished, he's on a fucking hunting rampage, and his name is Jake. And he's in like his fucking 60s. It just bothered me. I don't know why. It just doesn't have that weight to it.
He also just doesn't, the actor, the character just doesn't have the charisma that Robert Shaw does too.
There could have been a different character that could have worn the Jake so much better.
He also doesn't get like nearly the development that Quint does.
And that could have been it too.
That's a big part of it.
No offense to anyone with the name Jake. I'm just saying he does not wear it well.
Yeah.
He doesn't live up to that name very well. And like his personality and the name, this to me clash. So I'm just like, I don't know. It made it seem like a young man's name, where he's like this 60-year-old guy.
Young man's name. It's a young man's game, my man.
Yeah, and he's not up to par. No. And it's like there's so much disconnect there, where I don't know. It just didn't quite fit again. Like it's like not a role thing, but it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It bothered me. I don't know.
Brian says, fuck Jakes.
That's not what I fucking
Brian's hot take for the episode.
No.
God damn. There's the bit at the beginning too where his grandson, he doesn't really know what happened to his grandson. The house is on fire, his grandson has disappeared, and he just kind of falls to his knees and gives up.
Yeah, it's over.
30 seconds to a minute of looking for his grandson. You're not scouring everything and just like looking and doing everything you can. You just like fall to your knees and just like like
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A semi came through my truck, so it probably took him. No.
He has that moment too, like where he goes to like shoot the warthog and he doesn't get him, and he has this no moment. There's a
up on that ridge, right?
Yeah,
Where it's at the watering hole.
Yeah, and
right.
Just that
where he like tags it in the back.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you're a fucking hunter.
Yeah,
that was another scene where I'm like, he had the one time probably in the movie where he has it in his sights,
allegedly.
As a fucking hunter, and he like nicks it or misses or whatever, and it gets away, and I'm like, you're in the desert.
Yeah, and you have a fucking scope on your gun too. Like, come on, let's make some magic happen.
Yeah, go get it. You missed, go get it. It went over the hill. Go get it.
Yeah, I mean there is that point where
he, like,
the Baker brothers
do
creep up on him and break his legs.
That's when shit happens. Yeah, right. That's the scene.
Yeah,
right?
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, this is some gang warfare. A couple baseball bats to the knees. Yeah, not ideal, but I don't know. I just.
Any other Jake hate you want to throw out before we
about it.
We head out to sea.
I had the same thing that you wrote down with he's got a few boar heads in his bus/camper, but that's it, and then he dies, and he doesn't get. I feel like they should have given him a good fight to die.
Should have given him a good fight. They should have.
He literally hides in the shed, and it's just like.
If they had given him, I mean, again, you'd be ripping off Jaws, but this is one of the best things of Jaws. That if you give him a chance to kind of give a little bit of backstory sort of a deal, kind of like Quint does with the Indianapolis speech. So you understand some of the reasoning, the why, and the rage, Obviously, we see why, but...
no one else knows.
Yeah, exactly. The town knows and everything because they go to court, they go to trial and talk about it, and even his own daughter turns against him. But if they had been given him a chance to kind of talk about what that did to him and why he needs to find this monster, because then he could make at least that part right.
He's got umph behind it. Yeah. They never gave him that. They never gave him his big death scene. It was weak. Yeah. It was a bummer. Of the two bigger characters to die on that end. Yeah. I was like, damn. I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
So your score is that Quint is the better Great White Hunter.
Hands down.
All right. Well, this victory goes to Sam Quint, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going fishing. So, we are now out to sea. My first mate and I, we are chumming the waters, looking for great white sharks and razorbacks.
I love this.
You never know what you'll find in the great Atlantic Ocean these days. Listen. You cocksuckers can't talk shit. We know less about the ocean than we do outer space. All right. There could be some fucking underwater breathing warthogs that we don't know about. So, don't sass me, don't at me. Mind your P's and Q's. And remember who you're dealing with.
You never know what's in the
It's true.
Marinara Trench. All right.
The Marinara. The Marinara Trench. I know what's down there. This is a bunch of Italians. Like, hey.
Cooking up shacks.
We've offended everyone named Jake. We've offended all Italians. We've offended all Italians named Jake.
I'm sorry.
All right. So here at Out to Sea, we are going to talk about the behind the scenes, some of the release, the characters, and this, that, and the other. And all of this is being taken from Wikipedia and IMDb, the most reliable sources on the internet. So we do have to give a shout out to anyone who's contributed to the IMDb and Wikipedia page for Razorback. We appreciate you and thank you because we don't get paid for this shit. So we do minimal research here on the Jony Jawscast.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Razorback is a 1984 Australian natural, debatable, horror film written by Everett de Roche, based on Peter Brennan's 1981 novel, and directed by Russell Mulcahy. The film revolves around the attacks of a giant wild boar terrorizing the Australian outback, killing and devouring people. The film was released on November 2nd, 1984. Alright, so we're going to talk about production and then we'll jump back up to characters and kind of go through that really quick. Razorback was directed by Russell Mulcahy and mostly shot in Broken Hill, New South Wales. Excuse me. Director of photography Dean Semler was hired on the strength of his work in Mad Max 2, which we talked about briefly in our last episode. Some commentators have written that the film may have been inspired by the 1980 death of Azaria Chamberlain, whose mother was accused of murder after a dingo snatched the infant.
Ooh.
So that's kind of where you get the whole aspect of Jake's grandbaby being killed and then him being taken to court.
The dingo ate her baby.
Yeah, that. There you go. So that was actually a true story. The Razorback boar was an animatronic.
Ah.
No kidding. Effects man Bob McCarran designed a total of 6 boars for the film.
Wow.
One of them designed to ram vehicles. Sorry, I thought they were going to discuss the rest of them as well. The shoot used one of the first batches of the new fast film stock developed by Kodak, which resulted in quite high resolution shots, which is part of the reason why this movie looks so good, I assume.
Nice.
Okay, originally considered Jeff Bridges for the role of Carl, but producer Hal McElroy considered he had too little international appeal. Damn. Stupid.
Yep.
Although Archie Whitley initially signed on for a shower scene in this movie, a week before it was meant to be filmed, she backed out, claiming that she was not ready to do a nude scene. It was up to designer and makeup man Bob McCarran to convince her to change her mind. For this, he used an unusual tactic. As he learned she was determined not to appear nude, McCarran then hired a body double to appear nude in the scene. When next speaking to Whitley, he let it slip that he had seen the body double naked to make sure that she was right for the shoot. Whitley was curious and asked what the actress was like. McCarran said she was fine, but there was a slight cellulite problem around the hips. Then Whitley decided that rather than be mistaken for such, she would do the nude scene herself.
That's fucked.
Little sneaky.
Fucked. Dude. The 80s, but goddamn.
Well, it's also like this guy is not the producer. He's not over here like Harvey Weinstein, like, you're going to appear nude in my scene or I'm going to ruin your career.
Right.
It's like, hey, Bob, you're friends with her, right? Why don't you try and convince her? Well, she doesn't want to do it. Well, we need her to do the nude scene. She signed on to do the nude scene. Help us out. And then you're like, all right, I guess I'll be fucking cheeky about it. It's not, again, it's not like he's over there. It's not great by any means.
Not ideal.
But I also watched the documentary on this, and it didn't seem like there was any bad blood or anything like that.
Well, that's good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I do believe that actress has passed, unfortunately.
No damn.
So, which is obviously a big bummer because she very much was not that old. But probably a little bit more on that in a moment. Let's just run briefly through some of these characters and
oh yeah,
the actors and the performances. Gregory Harrison as Carl Winters,
the husband.
Yeah. Just how do you feel about the performance and his characterization? Do you enjoy him or?
I didn't mind him. I feel like he fits a good, like, I don't know, like, vanilla husband.
Yeah.
He fits that role, and the way that they cast him and the way that he, like, the way he acted into that, like, outback scene worked really well.
Yeah, I do think I like him. I like him in this. I think he gives a good performance.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
he might be a little too just I don't know if this is written or if it's performance wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell, but he might just be a little too not as distraught about the fact that his wife just died.
Yes.
There's a little bit of that. Like, sometimes he is, and then sometimes he isn't, and then obviously everything that happens with Sarah, and he gets very attached to her, which,
right,
it's
a real quick change there.
Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that there's rebound material there, but that's really my only gripe with him. I do find him very likable.
Yes. He fits the role well.
Yeah, I love the bit where he stumbles upon the farm and comes up on Sarah showering and she's spooked by him.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, huh! And like passes out. I love that bit. I think it's just very, very like cute, funny, fits the scene.
Yeah.
And it's not too over the top.
Yeah.
I think he does. I do think he does a very good job with his performance. I think a lot of the issues that I find with characterization and stuff like that probably aren't his fault. It's probably coming down to direction.
Yeah.
And this is a big film, and Russell Mulcahy is coming off of directing music videos. Probably had a lot on his plate. Probably didn't have as much direction.
Yeah.
For Gregory Harrison as he probably should have.
Yep.
Next we have Arkie Whitley as Sarah Cameron. She is our Cooper stand-in. She is a scientist that is doing studies on Razorbacks and pigs. She has her little pig farm and everything, and she's the one that makes it able for Jake to be able to track down the Razorback.
I don't know. It's just she came into it so late in the game the way they wrote it. And...
Yeah. It does feel like we talked about this. You don't need her in this movie.
No.
She's superfluous. If you just have the two guys, that almost has like a little bit more of a refreshing
better
take. And I mean, that's not to say she doesn't do a good job, and that's not to be like, obviously you have plenty of men in movies dealing with men things all the time.
Right.
So it's not that as we'll talk about when we get to her in a moment. I think I like Beth as a very spunky go handle business sort of character, and she has that like she's obviously married to Carl and everything, but she's very go-getter personality. Doesn't feel like she necessarily needs a man. She goes off without her cameraman to go do all of that herself. So you do get that female empowerment.
Like independent.
I just feel like story-wise that Sarah just feels superfluous, and if anything, she slows down the momentum. So, if, for instance...
It was like a fill.
Yeah, if Carl had stumbled back onto Jake's lot or something like that, and, like, he kind of nursed him back to health and was like, all right, cool, we're going to go find this thing now. Like, I think that could have been just a little bit more streamlined. You don't need this, like, weird sort of like rebound romance thing,
right? This weird sexual tension. Oh, I stumbled in after my fever dream, and here's Boobas McGee. We're just gonna go from there.
All that being said, I think that's just like my problem character wise, is like or script wise. Like her performances, she does great. She's very likable and spunky and. It is a nice little happy, cherry on top of this fairly bleak movie that she does survive. Her little like
miraculously,
or that we hear like off camera is a little melodramatic for me, but to each their own.
Bill Kerr,
Bill Kerr is a more badass name than
That's what
Jake
I'm fucking
Cullen.
talking about.
Yeah.
Bill Kerr as Jake Cullen is just a fucking anomaly to me.
I don't think we need to say much more than anything that we've already said.
They should have swapped their names at birth. You should have been born Jake Cullen and portrayed Bill Kerr. As Bill fucking Kerr.
I think
the Hunter.
I think the only thing that I could really say is just performance-wise, the man does his job. I do remember hearing on the documentary that, he's like 60-some years old, and he was still down to go, like, trudge through all that mud and gunk himself to do those scenes.
Bill fucking Kerr.
Yeah.
Not Jake Cullen. He's not a vampire. He's a fucking boar hunter.
Brian Hates Jakes. A new podcast coming summer of 2023.
God.
But yeah, Bill Kerr delivers a solid performance. I think he does everything he needs to do. My problem with Jake Cullen is not his name nor his performance. It's more just kind of how he's written in the script.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump down to Beth Winters here, played by Judy Morris.
Yep.
I like her. I like her a lot. I think she delivers a really, really solid performance in this movie.
Yeah.
It's incredible to me that she has as little screen time as she does.
Right.
And her death manages to be so impactful. Part of it is definitely the brutality of it all.
Yeah, they make it a very hard transition for her role.
Yeah, but she's very likable. Like I said, she's definitely a go-getter.
Yep.
She handles business herself. She doesn't want to wait for a cameraman.
Nope.
She takes the camera herself. She's going to go get the footage herself.
And he stays at the bar, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he's showering or taking a nap or something like that. He offers to go with her, but she's like, no, I can do this myself, sort of a deal. So I like that. Obviously, that ends up being kind of, part of her demise, but I do think that she's a strong female lead in this, and as much as I like what they kind of how they pull the rug out from underneath us by killing her very early on, like, you know, it would have been interesting to see her kind of play a little bit more of a substantial role, right? Because I do think she delivers a very probably the best performance out of everyone.
I agree.
Because again, if you think about what she has to do in the amount of time that she has to do it, she is incredibly likable. So
and put some depth into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
You know, we got a couple of, you know, other people here and there, but nobody really worth of note, so we will just jump on down to our two main antagonists that are not on four legs. Chris Haywood as Benny Baker and David Argue as Dicko Baker. I mean,
goddamn.
What do you have to say about these guys? They are just about the greasiest slime balls you could ever.
They make the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The whole reason this movie is like as cringy as it is, does not have to do with the hunting warthog in the movie. It's because of those two.
Yeah.
That's why it is so uncomfortable and so unnerving constantly, is that these two are setting the plate for everything to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, as we already established, they are pretty much responsible for everything that goes bad in this movie. If you really want to kind of draw a family tree,
right?
If you will.
Yeah, exactly.
So just all the events that happen, it all kind of spawns from them.
Exactly.
I do think that they both they're both solid. I would say Chris Haywood as Benny Baker is the more straight man of the two. He's still very eccentric, but you said it right, where you're like, yeah, he's just kind of like a crazy Aussie person. You just like someone that you would probably find in the outback. And Dicko is a sociopath. Hands down, just out of his mind, gross, disgusting.
Yep.
The rape scene doesn't help his case at all.
The dog scene, that's him.
Yeah, he
there are
kills
scenes
a
where
dog.
he is constantly the person doing fucked up shit, and Benny is just along for the ride, and if not questioning him as to why he's doing these
He even says, like, when he runs over the dog, he's just like, yeah, that's weird.
He's like, why'd you do that? He's like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck he says, or like, why not? To some, you know, it's just like, yep.
Yeah.
Benny's just a wild outback dude, and Dicko is just off the fucking reservation.
I don't think they established this in the film, but I'm almost positive that Benny's like the older brother, right? He's got a little bit.
He seems like he's the older one.
He seems like he's got a little bit more of a
Dicko, who's just the wild card.
Yeah, just never know what he's gonna do. Like, he could have easily, like, had he been born in Gotham City, would have been the Joker. Yeah, like, he's got that crazy.
He's got that twitch to it. Yeah, you know, that little kink.
That
he's looking for.
Yeah,
every situation.
Yeah, exactly, to kind of
spark,
turn things south as fast as he can.
Yeah, but they make the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are the defining difference that like kind of sets this apart from just being a full blown Jaws ripoff to something that's a little bit more unique.
That's the final kick.
Yeah,
it's like it is a Jaws ripoff, but it finally has this like little notch out to the side where it's like, oh, we've got this funky fucking quirk we can work into it.
Yeah, and I mean they really are.
And it works. It's a very defining factor.
They really are like the villains of this picture, because I mean you make the case for the Razorback, but obviously you just at the end of the day that's just nature, you know. where the Baker brothers are just fucked.
Yeah. There's this, like,
Psychopaths.
fucked human aspect that is also hunting people, that is also fueling the Razorback, that is also
just
fucking the ecosystem.
Destroying, grinding up
Yeah.
kangaroos to put in, like, dog food, basically.
Right. As much as they wanted it to be, like, a Jaws ripoff, which it is, it's not just a boar hunting people. It's a boar hunting people and people hunting people for their own good. And because of that, the boar is now hunting people. And it's, like, this whole almost, like, ecosystem fuck up because of these crackheads. And, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it puts a good spin on it. I like it. I mean, it changes the game a little bit and diverts the path just a hair to keep it interesting and original. Yeah, I feel like they definitely add a uniqueness to the picture. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Why don't you take release and reception? All right. All right, release. Razorback was released in Australia on the 19th of April, 1984. Grossed $801,000 at the box office.
What?
Right? 801,000? Yeah, at the box office.
Wow.
The film was given a limited release theatrical run in the US and UK by Warner Bros. From November 16th, 1984. It grossed $150,184 at the box office in the United States. Not too good. You can't even buy a house for that much anymore. Following various VHS video releases, the film was issued on DVD in Australia by Umbrella Entertainment on September 21st, September 2005. September 21st, September 2005. It was presented in whatever 2.40 by 1 widescreen, Dolby Digital soundtrack, original 2.0 Dolby stereo soundtrack. Special features include 70-minute featurette, Jaws on Trotters, an audio interview with actor Gregory Harrison, 4 brief pre-release deleted scenes with extra gore sourced from VHS tape, a photo gallery, and an original theatrical trailer. I wonder if those deleted gore scenes are on the Blu-ray that just got released. I don't know. I haven't dived too much into that. When did you get the Blu-ray? Like literally a month after you and I watched it. How long was it out for? Had it just come out? When it was like 2 or 3 days after we watched it, Scream Factory announced that they were releasing it on Blu-ray. I was like, what the shit, man? Oh, well, we're going to hit it in about 2 seconds. Razorback was subsequently released on DVD in various other countries, including the US, UK, France, and Germany, though they only contain varying quantities of the Australian discs extras. The US release was by Warner Home Video as part of the Warner Archive Collection and only contains 2.0 stereo audio and the theatrical trailer. That's the one that I had that we watched. That's what we watched. Yeah. In 2014, Umbrella Entertainment released the film on Blu-ray with all of the prior DVD extras and additional 84 minutes of cast and crew interviews. Yeah, I don't remember that one. In August of 2018, Umbrella Entertainment released a newly remastered edition Blu-ray featuring a 4K remaster of the theatrical cut and a VHS-sourced version of the uncut film. In addition to porting over all previous supplements, newly produced extras include an audio commentary by director Russell Mulcahy, Mulcahy, and the retrospective A Certain Piggish Nature, looking back at Razorback. Man, I wish I had known about that. I would have sought that one out. That sounds really good. Yeah. I don't think I have all that on my Blu-ray. Action-packed. Reception. Razorback received mixed reviews from critics, with several critics comparing the film to Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
Spielberg.
Yeah, goddamn, yeah, sorry. Stumbling over my
It's the easiest name in the history.
I got it. Spielberg. Fuck off. Spielberg. I was reading it too intently. Empire Magazine awarded the film 2 out of 5 stars, writing the oddball nightmare style is effective, but the prop pig and underpar acting let the film down. TV Guide also gave the film 2 out of 5 stars, commending the film's cinematography, but stated that the film was too repetitive and sometimes simply too silly to be truly engaging. Variety gave the film a positive review, writing, "The plot may be a bit familiar, but Razorback is no quickie. It's an extremely handsome production, beautifully shot by a teen Simler."
I think the best take.
Spielberg. I got it.
The best take from this bit is that Razorback is no quickie. Goes back to what I was saying about pacing issues.
There you go.
Yeah, so, a little bit of the stuff that it doesn't talk about here that we've talked about is that this film was, I can't remember if they came across the novel, or if it was just the idea, ripping off Jaws came off first, but I think the producer came across the novel and it was like, oh, this is like Jaws, but in the outback. I have yet to read the novel. I would like to read the novel. I'm very curious to see how
I want to read it too.
How all that plays out. And what the differences are. And I think let's see. I don't know if we have. We're gonna try and find some stuff out about the novel for the next episode here, but yeah, so basically what happened is the producer comes across this novel, decides he wants to do this Jaws ripoff. They get Russell Mulcahy because he had seen some of his videos, and they go and they start to do this movie. I think they only had like 6 weeks or something like that. They did not have a lot of time to be able to make the boar work, essentially.
Okay.
Which is a big detriment to the film.
Yeah. No kidding.
But I don't know, there's a lot of good stuff that comes out of this flick, one way or the other. It sounds like basically what would have happened if the shark didn't work much at all in Jaws.
Right.
They do get the shark to work at the end of Jaws just enough to make it a successful picture, but had it worked any less, from every documentary and everything I've read, they used just about every good bit of footage they could in Jaws. And I think that inexperience and not, Spielberg had Sid Sheinberg in his corner, the head of Universal, going to bat for him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you have the head of the studio in your corner, that's a big deal, and that makes all the difference. And I don't think Russell Mulcahy had people being like, just do what you need to do to get the film done.
You got this. Yeah.
Sort of a deal. I think it was like, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Your time and money are up. So, that being said, this film, one of the best things about this film, and this is something that we didn't talk about in our good section in our last episode, but this film just has style. It has a look and a feel and a vibe that regardless of how the picture is at the end of the day, like, there is a consistency in just the dreariness, the grittiness, the grindiness that, like, it all comes across, and it just feels very bleak and creepy and just
absolutely
gross in a place that you don't want to be. So
in that regard, film.
Yeah, exactly. In that regard, the film succeeds. But yeah, so that's kind of the behind the scenes. Unless you got anything else that you want to add, or well, we're out at sea and we're not getting any bites, so I figured we could just probably chum the water a little bit and see what we get. And then, holy shit, there's a giant, big-ass shark coming out of the water. I feel like we might need a bigger boat. So, here in the segment titled Bigger Boat, we discuss which foe you would rather face off against. The shark from Jaws or the Razorback.
Oh.
So let me be clear. You're on the sinking orca.
Right. Okay.
Or you're in the outback on, like, a barren plain. And the Razorback is, you know, a silhouette in the not too far distance, but he's moving toward you at a brisk pace.
Am I in a car?
Mm-mm.
I'm just standing out there.
You have you're saddled with the same equipment you are that Brody is. You have a rifle, like a World War II rifle to try and defend yourself. Which would you rather face off against?
Pig.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
Actually, I have notes.
Please.
Pig. All day.
All day long?
I live on ground. And I breathe air. I can climb things. I can barely swim. Guns work better on land. I breathe air. It's a desert, and I can see it. The ocean is massive, deep, and dark. Also, I breathe air.
Well, I think that about covers it. And
Pig.
just the part where you're like the ocean, like where he's like. What did you say about the desert? Read that line one more time.
It's a desert and I can see it.
It's a desert and I can see it. Just that I can see it. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. You're in the water. You don't even know where a shark is half the time.
It can leave. It can leave. The whole time it can leave.
The ocean is dark and deep. I'm like, yep. There it is. Just coming up from the bottom. It's got me. Terrifying.
A pig is two-dimensional. That's all a pig can be. A pig can't fly, and a pig can't dive beneath me. It's me and the pig, and a gun. I feel, and I'm breathing air.
Yeah.
I'm not constantly swallowing water or hiccuping beer
salt
like
water
I am currently. In the ocean, nah.
Yeah, and I mean, again, we are
Pig
not...
and I share a world. Shark and I do not share a world.
I was gonna say, like...
Nope.
A regular great white is scary, but that great white...
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one we're talking about, the monster great white.
We're talking about that great white.
That's the most horrifying thing to ever find in the ocean.
If you find it.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
We're talking about a big, deep, dark ocean.
Oh, God, what's scarier, though?
What's scarier? The fucking shark.
No. Like, obviously the shark is scary, but is it scarier to see the shark or to just get hit and not know what happened? Like if I saw the shark in the distance,
that's scarier.
That's fucking scary.
That's way scarier. Yeah.
10 times scarier.
Scarier than just getting nailed? Yeah, of course. 100%.
Absolutely.
I'd rather not know and just get nailed and just be like, I don't know what's happening as I'm getting eaten.
Yeah.
Than seeing it and waiting for it to do whatever it's gonna do.
Like that video that I showed you of the guy in the
Yes.
He was in Australia too.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was in the pier and he was in the water with the great white, and his buddy saw the great white first, and then you don't see it. And he's wearing like a cam on his head, and he ducks underwater and he's looking around and he doesn't see it, and then the shark just slowly comes out of the darkness,
out of the murk, the like fog that is clear water.
Yes,
it's still 20, 30, 50 feet. You can't see that far.
That part's scary, but I think the part where he hugs the leg of the pier and he's just sitting there and he pokes out and he sees the shark in the background, like
waiting.
It's almost searching for him.
Yeah.
It looks like it's looking for him.
Because they have to stay in motion.
Yeah, that.
But it's very like, which side are you going to?
Yeah, dude, that part, that break.
It's
that
looking
goes
for him.
That goes back to that bit in Quint's speech where he's talking about where the helicopter is coming down, is picking them all up, and he said that was the time that he was most frightened, was waiting for his turn to go up, because they're just like all sitting there waiting, wearing life vests, and they're just waiting. And that moment of like the guy holding on to the leg of the pier, and I told you this and I told Celeste this, I was like, I don't think I would be able to let go. Yeah. And that guy, he makes that run for the steps. And I don't know if I would have it in me. Like, that is probably one of the most, like, ballsiest moves, to just go, fuck it, I'm going for it. Like, knowing that shark is somewhere on your tail. Like,
without knowing where it is.
Yeah.
Without knowing
horrifying.
Where it is. You put that video in the link somewhere, because, fuck, it's terrifying.
Yeah,
that's one of the scariest shark videos I've seen.
That is the scariest shark video I've ever seen, hands down. It is terrifying. And if I can find the link on Instagram, I will definitely post it.
Because that's the one where I feel like it was like watching him.
Yes, it
not just swimming by and like taking a glance at what its options were. It knew where he was. And was waiting. There
was a hunter aspect to that shark. Yeah. It was very curious about what was going on.
And where he was going to go.
Yep.
And the stairs were behind him with a big gap to swim. Oof. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you guys go...
Pig all day long. I'll go no gun against the pig all day long before I get in the ocean with the shark.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I am no swimmer and I am no fisherman. I am not out there to think that I can beat a shark in its own world where it is made to kill.
It is the king of the ocean down there, man. I'm telling you.
The Razorback from this movie, made to kill, but it's on land and so am I. That's where I've spent most of my time.
I've outrun pigs before!
I will take my chances.
Yep. Well, gang, we're out here in the middle of the ocean. We just encountered a big-ass great white shark, and we're really not sure what to do.
And a pig.
And a big-ass razorback. Fucking confused about what it's doing in the ocean. Guys, thanks for tuning in to the Jony Jawscast. We are going to round out our discussion on Razorback in our third and final episode coming up soon. I am your host, Johnny Horror. With me, my first mate, Brian Calvert, and we are the Jony Jawscast.
Yeah, baby.
So, for now, farewell and adieu. Ears to swimming with bow-legged women. And we will see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Adios, muchachos.
I think that went